inside of you. A warm sweet feeling when I'm touching you. Oh, this must be love. This must be love. This must be love. This must be love. I see the ski for other girls. They want to rival you. They confuse you, baby, but they don't compare to you. Oh, this must be love. This must be love. This must be love. This must be love. So love is so magnetic. You are magnetic. So love is so magnetic. You are magnetic. So love is so magnetic. You are magnetic.
And feed us. All day me I go through trouble. Money got me walking on a double. Me can't sleep cause this life is a battle. Sleep a little bit you might just get shot. Tax money, rent money, food money, fuel money, power money, water money, health money, what? Men you can't save, I can't take it, can't take it, can't no matter, send it to the car. So when I'm in the club DJ, play my music so loud, throw my troubles all away. This was for you and me, yeah. When I'm in the club DJ, play my music so loud, throw my troubles all away. This was for you and me, yeah. Selecta, una manchu bazine. Mube music is a kabi features in it. Selecta, una manchu bazine. This one's for you and me, yeah. Selecta, una manchu bazine. Mube music is a kabi features in it. Selecta, una manchu bazine.
Badoma, Baboy Vala Badoma, Dexter the rapper, Badoma,
Getting better than this. DJ Schwartz, 98.4 Capital FM. DJ Schwartz, Mambo
Mano obone budoma ugaya wakusaye mbudoma urware bitali byawe obone budoma my two sister okimanye obone budoma step up step on Joss na first HD kanopa force kakende bavugange covid big up to the niggas to mageta bakanye wudi kanonika badoma abatifanya na PD producer gas tanunde kereto kwa CD. This is another bang music club no more sabidi ambuli uka yellow be water ka CD Ntaba nabali abadoma kasese bundi buji twache humbi wasima tukakolebi wene bakakopeba lemwa wende buje kasese jabasevole badoba mwabidi anteri bya bilori nyobo singindi bagema nabatelangira lero kanoba kikasoma lekanga bahumbe kanomwani njenga tenga tema nabasambiro mwamutabo sibakedi chima abuzituzi maikira uli mudoma aduzo sense nayo paka ni mudoma adije Chris mix it uli mudoma afazi brown western uli mudoma ayeda family nyobo simule badoma ande bato Amumbe mumbe, Paco and Slay, DJ Trouble, Buli Chaliwa Yosi, Oli Mudoma, Ule Mudoma, Oli Mudoma, Ule Mudoma, Doma, Doma, Oli Mudoma, Oli Mudoma.
Dexter the rapper and Daddy Molly Wunoma. I mean, that's all I hear. I don't know what they're saying, but I'd rather hear that than like Kenyans. Utawezana. Oh, that was what they said. Yeah. Anyway, it's still great music. You're still listening to Capital in the Morning. It is still the midweek mixdown. It is still the one and only DJ Schwartz, alongside the lovely Fellaris, who happens to be in green. How fitting for this hour. Alongside myself, Chiko. Speaking of green,
What? Do you
it's
wish
the color
you're
of
wearing green
envy.
today?
I should maybe you never know.
You need to know where your butter is. I mean,
your bread is buttered or your buttered is bread.
Yeah.
Whichever way you look at it, there's bread and there's butter.
Yeah.
Put them together, you need to know,
Yeah.
right? So it is fitting she's wearing green. And first and foremost, before we even get it to Reuben in the house, Shoshoa Reuben, Mama Reuben, good morning. Big shout out to them. Your son is doing you so proud after this interview. Anapewa pesa no. So when he finally comes home, I hope atawapeleka mahali. That is an important thing for us to get across. Who's Reuben? Why is he here? We're about to find out, but it does concern cyber security, which has, by the way, become one of the most urgent issues facing businesses, governments, and individuals in Kenya. In fact, in the first quarter of 2025 alone, over 2.5 billion cyber attack threats events were detected, representing a 201% increase compared to the previous quarter. That's a stalking piece of statistics. And that's why we have the man from Greenland, Safaricom, in the house. Fellaris and I are about to delve into this one. And Fellaris yesterday was telling me, I'm so glad they're coming. I'm so glad we're going to talk about cybersecurity. Because for her, that is an area of focus.
It's quite big because if you even check what's happening in terms of insurance that's being provided for businesses nowadays, there's considered aspect of cyber threats, which is now front and center. One of those things that we need to pay attention to, but also just getting to understand what does that mean for anyone that is in business, even to your own personal security, because we keep looking at our devices and we are more exposed and vulnerable than ever. So Reuben, karibu sana Capital.
Asante sana, glad to be here.
Oh, sorry, Reuben Waweru. By the way, Reuben Waweru, who is Principal Cyber Prevent and Defense Engineer at Safaricom.
Well said,
Always good to have Safaricom in the house.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. Internet fire. Your internet vizuri sana. You could do the same for my home, but this is exceptional internet. But so welcome first and foremost, and that piece of statistic, it's stark, it's glaring, but that's just by reading it. What is the reality from your point of view?
Actually, the number's grown. It's 2.5. We're now actually at 4.2 billion in terms of attacks coming in to Kenya only. So they are growing by day. So we're talking of even by this particular month, the attack have already grown. So those numbers are staggering in terms of what is happening within the cyberspace.
When people hear the word cybersecurity, these people would really look at it as jargon. The assumptions are what we see in movies. Imagine a dark room somewhere, someone behind a computer doing all manner of things. But if you're to break down the very meaning of cybersecurity, what does it mean?
Okay. So people look at cyber and they think it's a dark room where this is only for IT professionals only. So if you look at cyber, you have a digital footprint, Chiko. You have Facebook where you logged in. Today probably logged in into your bank account, withdrew a certain amount of money, and then transfer that to M-Pesa. So you basically have a digital footprint end to end. I was reading this analogy the other day about a child who went outside to play on mud. And then he came in the house, and the house was so clean. So basically what happened is the mother asked her, look at what he did. So on the tiles, there were all the footprints of the child walking in the house. So the child answered and said that they are just following me. Very innocent. So cybersecurity should follow you everywhere you go. So you look at cybersecurity as a particular footprint, okay, where it's following you everywhere. So you need to embed cyber in terms of protection on all of your digital footprints. And that's why we're here, to actually unpack this particular concept of cybersecurity.
So in everything, even in discussions of cybersecurity and cyber attacks, there's always things that are common. All right? So when you look at Kenya, and we'll zoom into Kenya as a country, what kind of cyber attacks are actually common? Because the numbers are crazy. We're talking about 2.5. You're saying it's already gone up to 4.5. And this, by the end of this month, we have no idea how far up it'll have gone. So it's increasing steadily. But what's the most common? of those attacks?
Okay, so there are common trends. There are so many, but there are ones that stand out actually. So for example, it's phishing, which is very, very common. And phishing, I mean, take a look at the way you go for phishing. You throw in a hook, then the fish, there's a worm on the hook, and then the fish grabs that worm, and then the fish is scooped up. Okay, so it's similar concept whereby you are sent an email, a fake email. It can be you have just won $100, for example, and then you click on the link. Once you click on the link, a malware installs on the laptop, and they're able to steal this information. That's one of the common one. Even it has gone even further to an aspect of phone where you're called and you've told you've won. Okay, and they can even imitate you, Chiko. Nowadays, you can receive this is Capital FM and
with AI,
this is Chiko.
they can do anything.
With AI, they can do this. Okay, so that's one. Second is you have ransomware. Okay, a company like this, I think they normally say the next oil is data. Okay, so if you have data, you have the next oil. So guys know this. Okay, and when they know this, what they will do is they will target that data. They will either encrypt it and then demand ransomware. So they will say, if you need this data, pay this amount of money. Okay, so that's one, ransomware. The second one is distributor denial of service. For example, you guys are online on YouTube. So what we'll do, if it's a website or something, they will flood traffic to that website. So a legit user will not be able to log in. Okay? So it's an affection, it affects availability in terms of you are not actually hacked, but you are unavailable.
It's
okay?
Inconvenience created.
Yeah, it has even gone to an extent of whereby people can book hotel rooms. So when someone is going online to book hotel rooms, they appears all of them are booked.
And flights, I've seen that happen.
Of course. So you look at all these common trends, and this is basically what you're seeing in terms of common trends. And that's why you're here actually to showcase awareness in terms of there is a need for cybersecurity, and this has to be addressed.
And it's not just showcase here on the show. We'll get to where it will be the focus and why you're actually here, Reuben Waweru. But just a step back. Let's scale back. Recently, the government websites have been hacked in this country from outside. And we're seeing that become quite the norm.
Yes.
What's the story there?
So if you look at now, we have a generation that is tech savvy, both within Kenya and outside Kenya. So there are guys who just basically want to try their skills. Okay, so we are having a lot of targets in terms of government, especially when an agenda is trying to be driven by either third party or people within the country, our Gen Zs, all of this. Okay, so if you look at those particular aspects of and those particular threat vectors, you look at now the government now investing more in terms of awareness and in terms of cybersecurity. Yes.
I'm looking at how information can always be passed on in the easiest form, because every time you interact with IT language, it always feels like jargon, can feel very heavy to the ear.
True.
And here I want to speak to the SMEs, MSMEs, because the assumption would always be that it's just big organizations, big institutions that get this kind of threats. But even someone who's operating their small business, say for example in Kirinyaga Road, and has access to, customer information data, they have a website somewhere, they are also vulnerable. But then again, there's a way we have to package that information to them so that, one, the uptake of cybersecurity solutions is there. So this is almost like a double-pronged question, which is, one, what are we doing to simplify the language while communicating to the SMEs and MSMEs?
And individuals.
Who really need to understand these aspects of cyber threats, and also why do we need to look at it as a threat across the board, from me as an individual to someone who's running like a big mega organization.
So I think it's a misconception in terms of it's only big companies that need to invest in cybersecurity. So ideally, if you look at it, the fallacy is normally, and what they normally say is, I am not known. I am just in Kirinyaga. Okay, so I don't need to invest on cyber. But if you look at it now, guys are targeting those particular organizations that feel they are not known. Okay, so for example, Chiko, it can even be you. For example, I had a friend of mine his Gmail account was hacked, and what they actually did was wipe out the contact. Do you know how important your contacts are?
Yeah.
If I wipe away your contacts right now,
I can't call the president.
You can.
Or Charlene.
Yeah. Or Charlene for that matter, which would break my heart more.
So most of probably the numbers you have, are very, very few.
Yeah.
Okay? Most of them you don't know.
Yeah.
So if you look at these SMEs, small organizations that think they should not invest in cybersecurity, it's important for them to have a cybersecurity in place in terms of, if you look at it now, in terms of packaging awareness for them, as you rightly said, it's to tell them we are seeing a lot of trends, especially directed to SMEs.
To SMEs, exactly.
Okay? And there's an urgency on that particular angle. So guys, it's no longer big companies that are now targeted, even the smaller ones, even individuals as me as Reuben.
Could that be down to the fact that big companies know this is a problem and have invested heavily while the rest of us are just...
Yes, most of the big companies have they have a proper cyber hygiene. They do normally audits, and these are flagged all the way to the board. So even if you're in a big company and you're in IT, you basically have to invest because the pressure is coming from there.
Yeah.
From the board. From up.
Yeah, I've actually seen some of the top companies, people who work there, who actually have, you can't even go online without VPN or, a lot of protocols put into place, and which blows my mind. But here's something interesting.
Yeah.
I want to look at it from my point, because I'm assuming it's different for mega companies and SMEs and individuals. Perhaps not. But there are certain mistakes we make that open us up to cyber attacks. Does it differ across these three entities, whether it's an individual, SME, or a mega company, or is it just common mistakes across board?
So they are common ones.
What are they?
They are common ones. For example, if you look at information and something is too good to be true, okay? So for example, you have guys who have weak passwords, okay? So you can have, let's say for example, something we have seen. Someone does Safaricom 2025
as their password.
How did you know?
You need to update your passwords.
But yeah,
So
it's easy to remember. That's the saddest part.
It's easier to remember, but if you look at it from an ethical hacker point, and this is what we'll demonstrate during also the summit, whereby we do what we call a password, ethical hackers do what we call a password spray. So they write down Safaricom 2025, Safaricom 2025, 2024, 2023. So they all tabulate this in a kind of an Excel sum. And then one of them has small letters, the other one has a capital letters, and they're able to spray this within seconds.
So we use the law of probability.
Yes.
Like if you throw it out, you'll be able to catch at least even 10 or whatever fraction.
Yeah.
Yes. So weak password is becoming a very, very common thing in terms of guys are not using the proper mechanism for a password, for example. So that one is very, very key. So if you look at now in terms of people trust even easily, okay? So when you see an information and you're told something, you've won, you basically trust that it's correct. You don't even question whether it's truthful or not, okay? Because human beings trust very, very easily. I was doing a session and I told guys, I put something, a package on your desk, and despite the impossibility of me doing that, people checked. Yeah, they checked under their desk and they're waiting to see a Safaricom package. Because we trust so easily.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so we need to have that initiative or that capability or sixth sense to be able to question some of the information we are getting.
I have a question, Reuben. You know, social media is something that we cannot ignore when it comes to matter security, especially with our digital footprints. How is social media playing to, the kind of making us exposed and vulnerable?
Yeah. Let me give you an example. I had a quarrel. I had an argument with my wife, actually. Because one, she was taking a selfie, and it was the door number. The door number, actually, the apartment number was
visible
behind the selfie. Now, on top of that, she also added another selfie where the apartment name was captured. So she was telling me that I'm too sensitive and everything, all those things. But if you look at it, social media now comes in terms of you share where you are. I am at Two Rivers. Okay? I am at this particular mall. So if you look at, we are sharing a lot of information, private information, which you're not supposed to share on our social media platforms. Okay? And we're supposed to limit that in terms of, we limit what we are sharing, especially outside of social media. So we don't share personalized PIA data, that is personally identifiable information, on social media. And
it's been a discussion that has been shared across the world, including pictures of children in their school uniform, and just tell everyone everything. So it's important that we don't share everything, including stories of arguing with our wives. Now, you are a man that I look up to, because if you had an argument, sounds like you won that argument. So there's a first. But we do trust. Oh, well, I don't. Now this is awkward. But we trust there's solutions. Fellaris talked about those solutions. You've mentioned them. You've talked about the summit that's going to happen, which we will delve into in just a second. But as a company, as an organization, Safaricom, leading the way, not just in telecommunications, but also in technology right now, providing internet data, all these things that put us at a clear risk. You must obviously have some solutions which we will be, which you intend to share with many people. What are some of those quick solutions that Chiko and Fellaris can individually use, SMEs can individually go for, just to make it slightly harder for these cyber attacks?
So where we see Safaricom, the advantage we have is visibility. In terms of we have touch points to most of the organization, banking, finance, all of the sectors. Okay, so we come in as a big brother in terms of we are seeing a lot, so we can give proper advice. So we have a tailored cybersecurity solution suite that ranges from cloud security. Okay. And I'll say this very, very high level for the purposes of the audience. In terms of, you have information you have stored either on cloud, and you need this protected. Okay, so we have a tailored solution for cloud security to protect data, where if it's hosting within our Safaricom cloud environment, we can embed security on it. For example, if it's a hosted server or a hosted application, for example, within our environment, we can embed things like endpoint protection. Okay, people know this easily as an antivirus. Okay, but more we refer to it from a jargon point, as she was saying, endpoint protection. So there's common ones which we do integration of network firewalls, network and security firewalls. So whereby we are placing a perimeter. Look at it like a gate within your organization. So above the solutions, because I can name many of them, we work with the customer in terms of partnering, where we assess the environment and we advise. The next, what we do is we design, and then we offer a solution for monitoring, 24/7 monitoring. So end to end. And what we normally advocate for, let's partner with you. Let's walk with you this journey of cybersecurity. Let's see what you have, because it might be different from one organization to another one.
Correct.
And we tell you, this is the priorities. This is the technological roadmap you're supposed to adopt. Go this, invest on this. Because the point, even when you're buying your green dress, for example, you need to know.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
You need someone, when you go into a shop and it tells you, don't buy this. This is the good one. It's a chiffon material. It will rhyme with this particular shoe. Someone who guides you proper. How do you feel? You feel very appreciated, and you feel, now I need to invest. Same.
Someone who's able to put all things into consideration when it comes to how your business looks like.
Exactly.
So there's not the assumption, but what I'm hearing here is not only are you providing the solution, but you're also able to walk that journey as consultant
Yes.
of sorts.
Yes.
Because then with a lot of SMEs and MSMEs, what they don't have is capacity.
Yes.
So they end up outsourcing the function of IT to either an external party who's able to just do routine maintenance here and there. So that is the space that then Safaricom comes in.
Yeah, we come in as a managed security service in terms of there are things you don't have to invest. For example, if you're a small financial institution, you don't have the capability to invest on infrastructure to support 24/7 monitoring. So at Safaricom, we have what we call a managed SOC, for example, that where we can monitor your assets for frauding and monitor what is happening within your estate 24/7. So if you look at even cybersecurity as a service, you don't have the capability to invest on a router or a firewall. Okay, we can offer this as a service, cybersecurity as a service, where you pay for your internet connection. As you pay for your internet connection, you pay for cyber.
Wow.
It's interesting that here at Capital FM, we're celebrating October as the Cancer Awareness Month, which is tied to breast cancer specifically. But it also happens to be Cybersecurity Month.
Yeah.
And this is why Reuben is here, Reuben Waweru. By the way, did you know if you put it the other way round, you can literally write Waweruben? My mind.
Wow.
Sometimes I know I get proud of myself. Sometimes I shock myself with my stupidity as well. But hey, just for the record. But anyway, so it's Cybersecurity Month, and there's a host of things being held. One of which is what I want you to lead us into, which is the Safaricom Cybersecurity Summit. But I'm certain it's not the only thing, or at least I'm hoping and trusting, regardless of what you say, that it's not the only thing that we're going to do in efforts to educate the public. So walk us through some of the things you plan as you delve into that summit.
So it has been a busy month for us in terms of this particular month, as you said, and we actually came up with a lot of activities in terms of cybersecurity, all themed powering progress and securing growth. Okay, so it's themed around that. So recently we hosted our university student for a CTF challenge. CTF means, for you, Chiko.
Okay. I was like, darn, I'm stupid.
It's called a capture the flag forum. I'm not flossing, by the way. I'm not flossing. So it's a capture the flag moment whereby we engaged our university students in terms of we gave them mobile and web application and forensic challenges for them to solve, and then capture the flag as a team. Okay. That one empowers our young generation in terms of being aware what is happening, what to invest, even for them getting a feel of an environment such as Safaricom, this to be done. Okay. Now the highlight is tomorrow, which is the 16th of October, where we have a Safaricom Cybersecurity Summit, which will be hosted at Move and Pick. And the idea here is we're bringing in guys from the technological industry, business leaders, government agencies. Sorry, I'm from Murima. That's why these things are...
the words
play themselves. Government agencies. And then bring them all together for actually guys to share, collaborate as we struggle, as we build a digital safe environment for our ecosystem.
Look, there's so much we can have a conversation about. So maybe two final things. Three. One is you could be called Reuben or Mondi. See, I don't say. I'm not flossing. Yes, it looks like you. Murima, like you know, metoka lakeside, but you don't say. So one of the things I'd like us to talk about is maybe, because you mentioned it, you get a link, you get a message, heck, you even get a phone call. So how do you tell? Because it's happened here at the office. We literally got a message from our MD, Simon, and I got an email, and he was asking me to go and get him some crayons or whatever. And I was like, I felt special. I thought, man, MD and I have bonded. I'm never losing my job. Like, I'm secure. But then it turned out to be a farce. It was fake. So how do you tell a difference? Because literally, it had everything that told me it's true.
So if you look at that message, it's normally too good to be true. Okay, it's off the normal. Like for example, the example you gave us, you have never been sent crayons. Okay. But why do you now want to be the messenger now?
I thought we were becoming family. I don't know.
Because, you see...
those stupid messages that you get... you would betting company, you've won 30,000 shares. And click on the link. I never click on those links. Thank God.
And it happens that they correlate with probably you don't have money, probably just they come at almost the same time. Okay?
Do you think they can see our Safaricom M-Pesa account?
No,
they come a lot.
They cannot. No, they cannot.
They can see this one is broke.
They smell broke.
No, they cannot. What they normally do is they normally send what you call a carpet bomb. Okay?
Yeah.
You target everyone. Hopefully, you will land on someone.
You land on someone.
Law of probability.
Yeah. So that's basically what they do. So normally they sound good to be true. Yeah. And you should be able to pick this. And that is what we drive in terms of awareness. Knowing that if it sounds good to be true, then it's probably not true.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, even as we wrap up, what would be your message to Kenyans who are listening and things they need to carry with them this Cybersecurity Awareness Month? Something they can share with a friend. Of course, you have said it like, if it's too good to be true, please think twice. Yeah. But what are some of the other things that you'd leave them as a message?
So I think cybersecurity begins with every one of us. Okay, so everyone needs to play a part in terms of cybersecurity. So the habits we have in terms of how we click, how we respond to such kinds of messages. Yeah. So this should be instilled, actually should be in terms of acceptance of cybersecurity. Okay, that is a problem. And let's now change our habits around our digital footprint. Yeah. So the next one is awareness in terms of just being vigilant in terms of when you are clicking something, just developing that sixth sense. Okay. For example, to be able to spot when, for example, Chiko calls me and he's not escalating his voice up and down. Yeah. He's just flat. Yeah. I'll tell that's probably not Chiko. Okay. Being able to pick those random offbeat. If Chiko is speaking in a robotic kind of way, okay, you basically know probably this is a deep fake. Okay. If he's twanging a lot, if Reuben all of a sudden now I'm twanging a lot from my English and I basically said I'm from Murima, so you don't expect this. Yeah. Okay. So being able to spot such kinds of things. Yes.
You know how you told be careful who you trust. Yeah. And, I was about to ask Reuben so it helps if you're paranoid. If you walk around being paranoid, maybe, just maybe, you won't be as trusting when you come across someone telling you that you need to withdraw X amount of money from certain transfers because, or there's somebody that has come to a fortune. Like, you read some of those things, you're like, man, you really think I'm dumb?
Yeah, but there are people who fall into it.
Yeah, true. And true. I like the advice that you've given is that we have to stay vigilant and that it starts with us. It can't start with anybody. It's our own responsibility. So this October, it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help your parents because you are more tech savvy. Your parents are not. And they're now coming by, they're living in an age of technology and they need your help. So I think this is also a message going out to all of you that have your parents on the internet. Just be on the lookout for them as well. Yeah.
Everyone, I guess that's what the kids say about me as well. What Reuben is saying about his mom. Shame on you for saying it like that. But we need to protect ourselves 100%. Yeah. Looking forward to that Safaricom Cybersecurity Summit that will be going down, and Safaricom putting a front foot in helping people avoid and protect themselves against cyber attacks, which have increased exponentially and look like that number can only keep going up. Speaking to the principal cyber prevent and defense engineer from Safaricom, a man who is from Mulima but acts like he is from the West Bondo, so we'll call him Reuben Waweru Omondi, or, like I said, stroke of genius. Reuben, without the E, from Murema, Safaricom. Thank you very much, Waweru, and we hope to be hearing from you again soon.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I like the off-green shirt. Kind of matches with Fellaris. It's look like you guys were talking.
You're the only one without the memo.
Yeah, I was busy doing my research and reading up on CFTs.
One love. The universal message that brings us together. Every Sunday evening when the sun touches the horizon, Capital FM's master selector, DJ Roz Luigi, brings you One Love. 2 hours of pure reggae vibrations from the golden age.